Hello everyone, this is Father Sanjay Kumar Benya. Once again, I'm back with my personal meditation, and in this meditation, I'm going to put forth a question before you for further meditation. It is with regard to the call of Abraham and his father Terah. As I was meditating upon Genesis chapter 11, verse 31, and Genesis chapter 12, this is the question that popped off in my mind. Was Terah, the father of Abraham, called first before Abraham was called in Genesis chapter 12? We read in Genesis chapter 11, verse 31. It says, Terah took his son Abram, his grandson Lot, son of Haran, and his daughter-in-law Sarai, the wife of his son Abram, and together they set out from Ur of the Chaldeans to go to Canaan. But when they came to Haran, they settled there. So here arises the important question: did God call Terah before calling Abraham? If your answer is yes, then Terah failed to obey God. Because during his journey, when he came to the land of Haran, he settled down there and he did not want to move further. It is now said by many scholars that Haran was a beautiful place. It had a lot of grass and with a lot of water supply. So probably Terah was tempted to settle down there by thinking that it was a nice place for him to feed his animals, and therefore he did not want to go any further. So he failed and missed the opportunity to become the father of nations. Like Abraham became the father of nations by obeying God and going to the land of Canaan. If you say Terah was not called by God, but rather, Abraham was called in Genesis chapter 12 or even before that, then we run into the problem of saying that Abraham failed to obey God fully, because God had told Abraham to leave his household, to leave his family, and go to the land of Canaan directly. But he failed in both ways. He did not leave his family, he took his family along with him, and instead of going straight to the land of Canaan, he settled down along with his father in Haran. So in this way, he partially obeyed God, and once again God had to intervene, and God had to call again in Genesis chapter 12. From the life of Terah, it is very clear that if he was called, then he did not fulfill the call of God, because he was attracted by a beautiful land. He was tempted by seeing a land which he thought that a land that was a land which would feed him, which he can make his future by settling there. So this worldly thing, became a hindrance for Terah to fulfill God's call in his life. And from the life of Abraham, if Abraham was called first, then he disobeyed God by partially obeying, God. In the beginning, when he was asked to leave everything, he was asked to leave his family and go straight to the land of Canaan. He brought his family along with him. He also delayed in Haran instead of going straight to the land of Canaan. So may the Lord help us as we learn from this passage not to be tempted by the things of this world as we continue our journey in fulfilling God's call in our lives. And may the Lord help us to fully obey God, whatever He has asked us to do, and wherever He has asked us to go.